The fall of Pizza Hut dine-in.
Franchises, bankruptcies, and almost no growth in revenue for the last 10 years. This is the sad reality for Pizza Hut, who have had so many store closures that there's now a subreddit dedicated to finding former Pizza Hut restaurants. To understand why Pizza Hut has lost almost half of its market share over the last 20 years.
Pizza is a food that you cannot fuck up. It is so simple and it's banging. How are you telling me that these lot have fucked that up? How?
In by asking the following question. Why was Pizza Hut so unique and successful in the first place? Back in the 1990s, Pizza Hut had a reputation for having some of the craziest yet most unique and successful pizza designs, which were not only delicious, but...
Well, in the UK ain't halal, therefore the only thing I can eat is the veggie one, which I'm not gonna fucking have. Fuck that. And the margarita. Oh my god, the margarita is banging.
All gave the public a reason to talk about the business. For example, in 1993, Pizza Hut released the Bigfoot, a massive 2 feet long by 1 foot wide square pizza creation, with the Bigfoot accounting
I don't think we ever had this in the UK.
Sales. There was also the cheeseburger crust pizza, the hot dog crust pizza, and the cornflakes crust pizza. However, none of these were as successful as the now famous.
You know, I'm very jealous of America. Because America, they got way more better varieties of food. You get me? Oh, I'm so jealous. I am jealous.
Crust pizza, which achieved sales of $1 billion in the first year, boosting Pizza Hut's stock price by roughly 50%. Of course, this strategy led to the occasional flop, such as their controversial lasagna pizza, which was described in a review as the worst thing I've ever eaten in my life genuinely. But for the most part, these experiments seemed to help Pizza Hut stand out from the crowd, especially when they were served in their distinct dine-in restaurants. These restaurants add a social element to pizza, turning it into an event as opposed to just another meal. The early memories that we all have of going to dine in at our local Pizza Hut are infinitely more memorable than the hundreds of times we've ordered takeaway from Domino's. During the dine-in days, Pizza Hut was something that physically separated them from the competition. Nobody could offer an experience quite like Pizza Hut, providing them with unbelievable levels of success, especially in the early days. Pizza Hut had the monopoly on pizza and you paid through the nose for one. At first, they had to educate the dining public with little signs saying, pizza is traditionally eaten with the fingers. For the first few years, I remember that there was no takeaway, dine-in only. I remember that a family-sized pizza cost around $20. Nowadays, that would equate to probably...
Oh, you know, people that complain about, oh, it used to be worth $20, now it's $50. Look, yeah, ain't our fucking fault here that you don't understand inflation. There is inflation in this world, you get me? Everything's gonna go up all the time. Just don't be stupid with your money and invest your money into companies. Why do I sound like a financial advisor? It just pisses me off because inflation is always going to happen. You know what I mean? It's the basic thing as a human that you could learn about money. Inflation.
Or more for a pizza. People paid it because they were experiencing this delicious food for the first time. The Pizza Hut dine-in experience was seemingly profitable in the beginning, but this didn't mean that it was going to be successful forever. Some insane anecdotes claim that a new source destroyed Pizza Hut dining completely, or that dining was destroyed by their staff choices. However, the main issue seemed to come from other competing pizza brands who were specializing in delivery.
5 years.
There's something about pizza that makes it perfect for eating at home. The box acts as a plate, there's no cutlery needed, and the compact design of pizza reduces the potential for mess. Domino's began to take advantage of this at a time when Pizza Hut didn't even offer delivery. In fact, Pizza Hut only began delivering pizzas 27 years after launching their business, doing so because they saw how successful Domino's was. The convenience of delivery meant that you didn't need to go to a dine-in restaurant if you wanted to eat pizza. And if you did desperately want all-you-can-eat Pizza Hut, you could literally just go to any all-you-can-eat restaurant offering pizza and eat your 8 slices along with 100 other food options. Pizza was no longer an exclusive thing in the same way that it was in the early days of Pizza Hut. This lack of exclusivity in combination with delivery also shifted people's perceptions of how prestige...
Someone should do this. Someone should do this. They should do this. This business that just went out of bust, whatever, where like serving buffet food, pizza, whatever, someone needs to do it. If I had the money, I would do a lot. I would do a lot for the community.
pizza was. As mentioned
But I
earlier,
don't.
Pizza Hut adopted the dine-in model when pizza was an exclusive new dish from Italy. However, Domino's and delivery in general turned pizza into just another fast food. Pizza Hut became no fancier than McDonald's or KFC, so why would you take your family to eat there as a special occasion?
Bro, you
Then
mad?
there was Pizza Hut's increased pricing and decreased quality. Overnight, the price went up from $6.49 to $8.49. The high school students, previously a common sight, disappeared. With fewer people, the quality suffered. Pizza Hut was always more expensive than the alternative.
Look, yeah, it's always the poor people, yeah, complaining about the price. Listen to me, yeah. Look, at the end of the day, they must have put the price up because, I don't know, like the ingredients or blah blah, the traveling or whatever to get the food in, or the people to make it, or the wages, whatever, something's gone up. You know what I mean? And they need to make that profit. They don't put the price up just because they want to put the price up. Like,
Affordable only when getting
Kinda
second, third, fourth pizzas at a reduced price. But it got more expensive. The pizza remained very greasy and people started eating low carb. There are better alternatives, especially for that money. Pizza Hut CFO David Gibbs made the claim that having dine-in restaurants is now a negative for the business, stating the challenge Pizza Hut faces is that it has a large dine-in business. Dine-in is waning in relevance. In other words, Pizza Hut needs to focus less on dine-in and more on what people want, which is to take their pizza with them. This was also highlighted by Artie Stars, the president of Pizza Hut USA, who stated the biggest problem that Pizza Hut is facing is perception, explaining that many of its customers don't associate Pizza Hut with delivery. Stars said the
Yeah.
facade of its locations
You're
reinforces
right.
this idea, and it isn't helping to lure in diners. When you drive by the location, it doesn't scream, "We deliver." To promote delivery to its customers, Pizza Hut delivered pizza to space, the Oscars, and the top of Mount Kilimanjaro,
When did
but
this
it
happen?
still seems as though they aren't competitive on delivery. And on the topic of Pizza Hut in comparison to its competition, we should also highlight that Pizza Hut is extremely uncompetitive from a health perspective. Their standard pepperoni pizza contains a whopping 8,153 kilojoules, equal to almost 2,000 calories, which is close to the entire recommended daily adult calorie intake, and has almost twice as many calories as Domino's pepperoni pizza, which has 4,000
yeah, but who the fuck cares, bro? You're eating takeaway. You're eating unhealthy food. Takeaway is not meant to be healthy food, bro. What are you on about? Why are you counting the calories? Why?
3
Why?
kilojoules, or a
Why are we
little
doing
over
this?
1,000 calories. But it's not fair to make this point unless we see the size and quality of each pizza. So we ordered a pepperoni from Domino's before doing the same with the nearby Pizza Hut in order to compare the two different pizzas. As mentioned, the Domino's pepperoni came in at 1,064 calories, while the Pizza Hut pepperoni came in at 1,948 calories. And with the Pizza Hut pepperoni costing double the price of the Domino's pepperoni, you might expect that the Pizza Hut pizza would be double the size. However, as you can tell from the opening, this isn't the case whatsoever. The Domino's pizza had a surface area of 510 square centimeters, while the Pizza Hut pizza had a surface area only 12% larger at 572 square centimeters. Additionally, the Pizza Hut pepperoni weighed in at 1.46 pounds, making it only 7% heavier than the Domino's pizza at 1.36 pounds. Now, to Pizza Hut's credit, their pizza definitely presented and subjectively even tasted better than Domino's. However, with the Pizza Hut pepperoni being double the price and double the calories with no real distinct advantage, it becomes obvious as to why Pizza Hut had
Yeah, but it's like me saying, let me just buy a fake iPhone instead of the real iPhone because the fake iPhone is cheaper. It makes no bloody sense. You pay for the brand. You're basically paying for the brand in it. That's what it is. So I don't mind.
When looking at Pizza Hut's menu, you'll also notice that the days of Pizza Hut trying wacky, unconventional designs are certainly long gone. The only crazy product that they have on their website is a range of pizzas which use a chicken schnitzel as the base, but apart from that, almost everything else on the menu feels like something you could get from Domino's at a cheaper price. Nowadays, there's so many
But
restaurants,
Domino's
not
is
just
shit.
dedicated pizzerias, that offer pizza on their menu that you can simply get better quality food at discounted low prices at other places.
I hate Domino's.
Pizza Hut for pizza anymore. You'll get better results elsewhere. Now, to Pizza Hut's credit, they did try to overhaul the menu back in 2014 when they introduced their biggest brand evolution ever called Flavor of Now, which introduced countless different new fancier menu items and was described as the biggest change the Pizza Hut and the pizza category has ever seen. However, their new upscale approach had minimal impact on Pizza Hut's revenue, which actually declined by $100 million in the same year that they implemented Flavor of Now, which becomes even worse if you consider the that during the same time period, Domino sales grew from 10 billion to 15.8 billion. And if we instead look at older data, we can see that the average sales per store has barely changed since 2006, which is about the point where the dine-in model died. While a consistent 12 billion per year over the last 10 years still seems like a pretty awesome scenario,
5 billion,
growth
bro.
experienced by competing pizza brands has led Pizza Hut's market share to decrease from 25% in 1995 to 14.3% in 2016. 2016 also marked the
Yeah, but the same goes with alcohol, tobacco, like partying, blah blah, whatever. Because the new generation, which is me, my generation, we care more about our health now. So also everything will go down. Like, you know, when it comes to take rates, blah blah, all this shit, the percentage or whatever it's on about, it will the number will be lower because we care about our health and like we know a lot more now how to like not harm our body. You know what I mean?
Where Pizza Hut lost their 45-year-long title of the world's largest pizza brand to Domino's. However, their stagnant revenue has caused significantly worse problems than simply losing some arbitrary title. For example, in August 2019, Pizza Hut announced that they plan on shutting down over 500 underperforming stores in the US. And exactly 1 year after that, in August 2020, Pizza Hut's largest franchisor, MPC, announced that they were bankrupt, having roughly $1 billion in debt, forcing them to close 300 of their Pizza Hut franchises and put their remaining 927 stores up for sale, representing 1/5 of every Pizza Hut restaurant in America. 1 month after this, Pizza Hut announced that they'd be closing more than 10% of its stores in the UK.
Oh my god, wait. It's my city on here, because we did have a Pizza Hut literally down the road and it got shut down like 5 years ago. No, wait. The only closest one that I can find is Stafford. In Stafford, yeah.
The UK, with this taking
I don't know why
place
you
in
need
the
to
very
know that,
same
but yeah.
year that Domino's and Papa John's had net gains of 17.6% and 15.9% respectively. In the
Papa
process,
John's.
Pizza Hut was undergoing a logo
I've
change.
not tried Papa John's. Wait, they got a new logo. Okay, wait.
Not to something fresh representing a bright future, but rather to the same logo used during the Pizza
I'm not
Hut
complaining.
glory days of
I'm not complaining.
1974 to 1999.
Not
Pizza
complaining.
Hut's chief brand officer Marianne Radley stated, "Embracing our iconic Pizza Hut logo is recognition of a time period where Pizza Hut unequivocally reigns supreme because that's where the future is headed. However, at the same time, it feels as though they're desperate to remind the world that Pizza Hut still exists."
Look, the food is still banging. If I can find any.